do not interrupt one of Gammy's stories.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 SNL sketches that broke the whole cast.
Okay, Lisa. Okay.
For this list, we'll be looking at the best sketches from Saturday Night Live that were so funny, many or all of the cast members couldn't keep straight faces. If there's an SNL sketch full of character breaks you're broken up didn't make our list, break it to us gently in the comments. Number 20, Cast List. This sketch, which was cut for time, sees a group of excited teens awaiting the posting of the Bye Bye Birdie cast list by their theater teacher, Will Ferrell's Mr. Koenig.
I see the sharks are circling the boat.
Oh my God, so funny, Mr. Koenig.
Shut up, Beth.
The whole cast energy perfectly captures the theater kid wanting to know who gets which part energy of every high school ever. Mr. Koenig's imperious attitude and vague hints about who may or may not have gotten a part are also pitch perfect.
Miles, would you kiss a girl with tongue if the role required it? I know your family is the difficult kind of Christian.
However, when Ferrell steps in front of the list to block it from view, practically everyone gets the giggles.
Back up, please. Back up.
What are you doing?
And they have a hard time shaking them through the rest of the sketch. We were already laughing, but seeing everyone lose it never fails to take us out. Number 19, Gap's Girls at the Food Court. The Gap Girls, played by Chris Farley, David Spade, and Adam Sandler, appear several times during the show.
You guys have been watching too much Cork TV.
I know. Have you been following the Menendez trial?
However, this occasion sees the trio frequently struggling to hide their laughter. Their use of 90s Valley Girl speak is hilarious throughout, but there are a few moments in particular that cause them to break. The first is after Farley drops the falsetto and tells Spade's character Christy to lay off of him about eating all the fries.
I thought you were trying to lose weight.
Lay off me, I'm starving.
The next major break is when Sandler's Lucy gets emotional over Christy's boyfriend treating her badly.
I hate to see this happen to you. You're my best friend.
They may be interested in hot goss, but the Gap Girls' giggles are even hotter. Number 18, New Military Weapon. The United States military is always looking for the next big thing, and this sketch sees a bizarre new asset that they're developing.
My orders in heading this project were clear. Make America the technological leader in the battlefield.
Host Simu Liu plays a major who reveals the weapon to a senator and a cabinet secretary, Doghead Man. It's literally a dog's head and neck on a man's body.
You put a dog's head on a human being's body?
Dog's head and neck, ma'am.
The real pup's adorable, and its shenanigans lead everyone, particularly Cecily Strong and Mikey Day.
Not only would Doghead Man have taken Bin Laden out, he would have eaten him too.
Who's the scientist in charge of it, to break at some point. While the moral and ethical implications are horrifying, as a sketch, the results are undeniably cute and funny. Number 17, Cork Soakers. At a winery in Italy, a group of tourists are shown around.
This is where the final step in the bottling process happens, where we prepare all the corks for all the bottles of Brunello that you saw earlier. Any questions?
The two owners, played by Jimmy Fallon and Horatio Sands, introduce them to a special part of the process, cork soaking. The suggestive-sounding words are used liberally throughout for one of the most innuendo-laden sketches ever made.
As we like it to say, cork soakers are born, not made.
Amazingly, Fallon isn't the biggest offender here. Instead, it's host Janet Jackson, who can barely make it through her lines without breaking, though she's not alone.
So does your wife like soaking cork?
And given the elaborate and hysterical puns, we really can't blame her. We'd be real cork soakers if we did. Number 16, Scared Straight. This recurring sketch always features plenty of actors breaking. It sees Kenan Thompson as Lorenzo McIntosh, a criminal attempting to convince others not to engage in big-time offenses, usually joined by the episode's host.
On your feet! Now sit down!
However, Thompson's up-close and personal approach, as well as Lorenzo's use of movie plots, frequently leads his audience laughing instead of being frightened.
Okay, that's definitely E.T.
Plus, some of the hosts being the opposite of hardened criminals makes it hilariously tough to take anything they say seriously. The Betty White installment certainly comes to mind.
You're following a lion, a tin man, and a scarecrow down a yellow brick road. Because this right here, this is real.
Okay.
Needless to say, the cast breaking always makes the sketch 1,000 times better. Number 15, Dr. Beeman's Office, Test Results. One of Will Ferrell's lesser-known characters is Dr. Beeman.
What do you mean you're my wife? Okay, if you're my wife, what's our cat's name? Mr. Stitches. Damn, you're good.
Here, this bizarre, alleged medical practitioner sees a couple, Tom and Kathy, who are eager to hear about their recently born son. Rather than tell them immediately, Beeman rambles on the phone, insults them, and even claims their child is a witch.
Now, I'm going to tell you this quickly, and it's probably going to sting a little bit. Your son's a witch.
What? Oh my God, no!
It's incredibly absurd, even for SNL standards. However, it isn't until Tim Meadows comes in as consultant, Dr. Stephen Poop, that the actors break. His performance of the robot completely sends Molly Shannon and Will Ferrell.
That'll be $5,000. Good day to you both.
What the hell was that?
Look, I couldn't think of anything good.
Can you blame them? Chris Parnell keeps it together though. He's no Von Drook, whatever that means. Number 14, Girlfriend's Game Night. In this sketch, a group of girlfriends get together for a game night. However, one of them, Jeannie, brings her much older elderly husband Horace with her.
Hi. Sorry we're late. It's been a chaotic week. Horace's sons are suing me again.
The near expressionless old coot is played to perfection by Bill Hader, and things get extra awkward when his special medication kicks in, prompting Jeannie to attempt to capitalize on it right there.
Jeannie, it's here now.
Oh, it is? Like right now? Oh, that's inconvenient.
Amazingly, the actors largely keep it together through all of this. But once Hader has to move Horace's wheelchair around, bumping into the table, pretty much everyone breaks. It's the kind of silly thing that can only happen in a live performance, and the actors all find it just as funny as we do.
You know what? You should be ashamed of yourselves.
Number 13, Career Day. There have been several school career day sketches over the years, but only one of them has Adam Driver as Abraham H. Parnassus.
Greetings, children. I'm Mordecai's father. Hello, boy.
The ancient oil tycoon gives a stirring speech on crushing your enemies to the kids and repeatedly demanding his son Mordecai to look at him.
Look at me, boy. Look at your father. Look at me.
Look at him, Mordecai.
Pete Davidson, who plays Mordecai, often has difficulty fulfilling his request since he's too busy laughing. Some of the rest of the class and teacher also seemingly struggle to stay stone-faced at various points.
And now you return her to earth!
Driver's towering over-the-top performance is spectacular, so we can hardly blame the actors for breaking before they break for Capri Sun. Number 12, Stefan. Arguably Bill Hader's most iconic SNL character, Stefan became a frequent Weekend Update fixture.
Are you okay? You seem different.
I've had a weird few years.
Okay.
Although ostensibly charged with recommending destinations to tourists, Stefan instead lists off wild and often bizarre establishments, usually scripted by John Mulaney, who appears along Stefan on one occasion. These appearances are famous for Hader breaking.
This place has everything. Asbestos, lupus, the magazines at Supercuts, Dan Cortez.
Him hiding his face behind his hands to conceal his laughter never gets old. Mulaney's last-minute changes to the script often resulted in Hader hearing jokes for the first time as he said them, explaining his frequent laughter.
Have you heard of Blackula, the Black Dracula?
Yes.
Well, they have a Jewish Dracula.
Oh, what's his name?
Sidney Applebaum.
Stefan's appearances may often just feature Hader breaking, though the anchors aren't immune, but the cumulative breaks are enough to earn him a spot on our list. Number 11, Extremely Stupid. This iconic sketch sees host Candice Bergen's Fern meet with her friend Lisa, played by Gilda Radner.
I'm so thirsty I could drink a horse.
Fern proceeds to mock Lisa for her malapropisms and decision to pour milk in her purse instead of drink it. However, Bergen then messes up a line herself, calling Radner by her own character's name.
You're not too bright, are you, Fern? I mean,
This makes Bergen lose it entirely, unable to contain her laughter as Lisa does a PSA in defense of stupid people. Radner largely does a great job staying collected, with Lisa's smile arguably helping her out. But Bergen is half the sketch's cast, so it counts.
Extremely stupid people are discriminated against all the time. And I should know, and so should Fern, because we are extremely stupid people.
It just goes to show that whether you're extremely stupid or just play dumb on TV, you're bound to find this one funny. Number 10, Jeffries with Sean Hayes. This early 2000s sketch sees Sean Hayes and Jimmy Fallon as two workers at a fashion store called Jeffries.
Look, we don't carry diesel. We work at Jeffries. We read Italian Vogue. It's our deal. I don't come to where you work and knock the corn dog out of your hand.
Rather than assist their customers, the duo instead spends their time lobbing insults at their choice of clothes.
Hi, I'm looking for a sweater for my boyfriend.
Really? Well, if you wanted to match your outfit, I suggest you try a Hallmark store.
While Fallon gets the giggles at Horatio Sands' comebacks, both of them lose it when their supervisor, played by Will Ferrell, rolls up.
Okay, you guys. Hold on.
And, to be fair to them, if Ferrell pulled up in that outfit and pulled out a cell phone that small, we'd have a hard time containing our laughter too. Number 9, The Love-ahs with Barbara and Dave. This entry in the recurring sketches featuring Roger and Virginia Clarvin, better known as The Love-ahs, sees the couple in a hot tub joined by a man named Dave and later by their friend Barbara Hernandez.
Hey, remember the first time Roger and I made love?
Yes.
Yes, we had pulled over after a long Sunday drive. Roger led me to a clearing, laid me down upon a bed of fresh meadow grasses.
Like most of their scenes, this one has the couple speaking in bizarre accents, making wildly sexual small talk with a stranger. And of course, while Jimmy Fallon will laugh at the drop of a hat, the fact that Will Ferrell was reportedly doing things with his foot under the water probably didn't help Fallon stay in character.
Dave. David.
His laughter is infectious, and soon enough, the Love-ahs and Barbara are giggling too.
We always order them up special from the Welsh people.
And isn't laughter a true expression of love? Number 8, Matt Foley, Van, Down by the River. When a father and mother discover their children, Brian and Stacy, have been doing drugs, they hire Matt Foley, a motivational speaker, to talk to them. Enter Chris Farley at the top of his game.
First off, I am 35 years old. I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river.
Foley motivates the kids by describing how horrible his own life is, with a particular emphasis on how he lives in a van down by the river.
Gonna end up eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river.
The larger-than-life Farley's over-the-top performance has both David Spade and Christina Applegate struggling not to laugh as he gets in their faces, lifts Spade up, and crashes into the coffee table.
Oh, Matt's gonna be your shadow. Here's you, here's Matt, there's you, there.
This sketch is the first of many Matt Foley appearances, and it will make you laugh whether you're in it or you live in a van down by the river. Number 7, Close Encounter. Another debut of a recurring sketch. This one sees a trio of alien abductees interviewed by scientists at the Pentagon.
Nuts, man. I mean, we're just small-town buds who saw a UFO in the woods. I mean, now we're hanging out with the government.
While the first two, played by Cecily Strong, and host Ryan Gosling, describe a wonderful experience, the third, played by Kate McKinnon, had a different kind of abduction.
And you, Miss Rafferty?
Wow. What floor were you guys on?
Her description of urinating in front of a bunch of gray aliens and the weird things they do to her has to be heard to be believed. Gosling especially is smiling throughout, though even the scientists, played by Adie Bryant and Bobby Moynihan, are less than government professionals.
Look, it wasn't my worst Wednesday night.
McKinnon's character may not have been dealing with the best of the best, but her performance here gives us a transcendent experience. Number 6. Lisa from Temecula. At a birthday dinner for Shayna, the spotlight is quickly stolen by her sister, Lisa from Temecula.
Lisa, we've heard so much about you. It's so nice to finally meet you.
That's cute. But don't think I'm giving up the butt tonight.
Along with her insistence that Paul, Pedro Pascal's character, is hoping for some butt, her order of an extra well-done steak proves distracting for everyone. As actress Ego Wodum saws on a piece of meat, the table cartoonishly jumps around, spilling food and drink alike.
But a few nights back, this dog followed me home.
I'm about to tear this thing up.
Pascal breaks first, as his character has a story to tell, but the rest of the table isn't far behind, including Wodum.
Actually, everything is not okay.
Much like Lisa's steak, the comedy here is extra well done, so they couldn't help but laugh. Number 5. Super Showcase Spokesmodels. On this fake game show, a contestant, played by Vanessa Bayer, loses out on showcase prizes when she gets a question wrong.
Well, the answer is 9. 9. Not beef.
I almost said 9.
I said beef, which is wrong.
Bill Hader's host has the showcase models Shonda and Vonda, played by Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig, show her what she didn't win.
Bad news, Deborah. You didn't win his and hers matching luggage by luggage guy.
If it's not luggage got luggage, it's just a bunch of luggage from someplace.
You ought to be the talk of baggage claim with luggage to baggage.
Shonda and Vonda's absurd accents make it difficult for Wiig and Rudolph to get through their displays of various products made by ridiculous generic names with straight faces.
That's not all. You'll be a real swinger with these.
It's a nice matching golf clubs by golf club guy.
Wiig having to drive a golf cart around adds even more hilarity, and Hader gets the giggles.
That wasn't supposed to happen.
Only Bayer keeps it together. Sounds like she could use some laughs by Laugh Guy. Number 4. Gus Chiggins, Old Prospector. At a military briefing for the Afghanistan conflict, the soldiers are all puzzled during roll call when it becomes clear that one of them is an old prospector.
Old prospector.
Here!
The prospector, Gus Chiggins, proves distracting, given his old-timey sayings and numerous noisy pans.
The group gets separated. Where's the rendezvous point?
Oh! That's easy. Top of Old Boot Hill. Just follow the dry creek bed. But be careful, there's quicksand.
Eventually, their commanding officer reveals that Gus is really a character actor, but that just raises more questions. Will Ferrell's goofy old man voice is too much for even this gathering of comedic actors, and practically everyone breaks at some point during the sketch.
You hear me make the sound of a chipmunk, stay real still.
How will we know what that sounds like?
Oh, trust me, Joshua, you'll know.
Gus doesn't need to do any panning, because this sketch is straight up gold. Number 3. More Cowbell. Speaking of Will Ferrell breaking everyone, this is one of the most famous SNL sketches of all time for just that reason.
I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Except, once my pants are on, I make gold records.
In a recording session for Blue Oyster Cult's Don't Fear the Reaper, fictional band member Gene Frankel, played by Ferrell, goes ham on playing the cowbell during the song. Far from being upset about it, producer Bruce Dickinson, played by Christopher Walken, just wants to hear more of it.
To be honest, fellas, it was sounding great, but I could have used a little more cowbell.
Ferrell's enthusiastic performance and tight t-shirt, as well as Walken's deadpan delivery of increasingly ridiculous lines, leave everyone else struggling to keep the laughter in.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
And for the record, we've tried to get doctors to prescribe more cowbell for fevers, but no luck. They think they know better than the Bruce Dickinson. Number 2. Debbie Downer, Disney World. the very first appearance of the eponymous Debbie Downer. This sketch sees the character join a family reunion at Disney World.
You guys here on a special occasion?
Well, we're here on that new Magical Gatherings family package. Got the whole Matusik clan down from Ohio, right guys? Say hi.
Despite the happy surroundings, Debbie can't help but bring the mood down with dire commentary on world events.
I guess Roy isn't doing as well as they first thought. What? Who's Roy? Roy of Siegfried and Roy. He was attacked by his own tiger and suffered devastating injuries.
However, in contrast to Debbie's grim remarks, actress Rachel Dratch and everyone else in the scene can't stop breaking. Part of this was due to Dratch messing up a line early, setting everyone off, but the frequent wah-wah sound effects were used for the first time in the live show, catching the actors all off guard.
By the way, it's official. I can't have children.
Host Lindsay Lohan claims she ran off stage because she couldn't keep it together. We can't blame her.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Californians. This recurring soap opera sketch is guaranteed to have multiple actors break character.
Devin? What are you doing here?
The over-the-top drama of soap operas, paired with dialogue mostly centered on Southern California's roads and freeways, which is delivered with nearly incomprehensible Valley Girl accents, is a recipe for hilarity.
I tried to go through to Westwood, but my GPS put me on Beverly Glen, and I didn't want to end up in Encino.
The sketch's most recurring actors, Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig, and Fred Armisen, are the most frequent cast to break, though they're far from the only ones.
And everyone, just help yourself to some dried apricot.
Just seeing them make goofy faces in the mirror is enough to get us rolling, so it's impressive they make it through any of the dialogue.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.